Welcome back to the Podcast Playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and Mivita Best on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful.
Known for their discerning taste, The Best Family has critiqued the finest in entertainment, technology, and lifestyle.
Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
Every episode promises engaging discussions filled with humor and insight, ensuring you discover what truly deserves a spot at the top.
Whether you're looking for the best gadgets or simply want to elevate your everyday choices, this podcast is your go-to guide.
So tell a friend, you've found the best podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
All right, so you ready to take the plunge into the world of home robots?
Ready to bring one of these mechanical marvels into your life?
But whoa, picking from all the robots out there,
Yeah,
it can feel like you're trying to choose a favorite star in the galaxy.
so many options, it's true.
And that's where we come in.
We can help with that.
We've dug through tons of expert reviews, user opinions, everything to bring you the top 5 best home robots of 2024.
Top 5 of 2024.
Okay, we're talking helpful assistants, AI companions that'll steal your heart.
Is it your heart? Okay.
So let's jump right in.
Seems fun.
All right, first up on our list is Vector 2.0,
Factor 2.0.
a tiny robot with a huge personality.
Big personality.
And a tagline that should be music to privacy-conscious ears.
Oh, yeah.
Steal your heart, not your data.
I like that one.
In a world where everything's listening and collecting data, Vector 2.0 is different.
Definitely.
It's about companionship and fun, not data mining.
Exactly.
So no need to worry about Vector 2.0 spilling the beans about your late-night karaoke sessions.
Not at all. It's focused on what you want it to do, setting reminders, playing music.
Reminders music, okay.
Even just being a fun little buddy to hang out with.
A little buddy.
And for those already in the Alexa ecosystem, it integrates perfectly.
Oh, so you can boss it around just like your Echo.
Pretty much.
But Vector 2.0 is designed to be independent.
Right.
You don't have to be glued to an app, and get this, it charges itself.
Self-charging, wow.
Talk about low-maintenance companionship.
Definitely low maintenance.
You can picture it zipping around the house, fist bumping the cat,
Yeah.
reminding you to take out the trash.
Fist bumping the cat. I love it.
And you don't have to constantly babysit it.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on from our helpful little buddy.
Okay.
Let's talk about a robot that takes companionship to a whole new
A
level.
whole new level.
Meet Aibo,
Aibo?
the incredibly lifelike robotic dog by Sony.
A robotic dog from Sony.
This is not just some stuffed animal with a motor.
No.
Aibo practically wags its tail right through the screen.
It looks so real.
And it's packed with some seriously sophisticated technology.
Definitely
A
sophisticated.
whole array of sensors that let it respond to human interaction in a super realistic way.
It's amazing how they do that.
But here's the really interesting part.
Okay.
Aibo doesn't just mimic behavior. It actually learns and adapts to its environment and the people it interacts with.
really adapts.
So it's like a real dog in that it develops its own unique personality.
You got it. And just like a real dog, Aibo needs attention and care.
So you can teach it tricks.
Tricks. You can play fetch with it.
Play fetch.
You can watch it simulate eating and sleeping.
Whoa, hold on. Simulate eating and sleeping.
Yeah, it's really something.
Now, all this amazing tech doesn't come cheap.
It is an investment.
But for those who are looking for a truly advanced companion, it might be worth every penny.
Could be worth it.
It makes you wonder, is Aibo just a high-tech toy? Or is it a glimpse into the future of pet ownership?
That's a big question.
Or maybe it's something else entirely.
Who knows? But let's move on to a robot for a younger audience.
Okay, younger audience.
Our next pick is Miko 3,
Miko 3.
the educational robot that's making learning an adventure for kids.
Turning learning into an adventure.
Yeah, Miko 3 is a perfect example of how robots can make education better.
Not just about memorizing facts.
Right. It's about engaging kids, making it fun and interactive.
Okay.
And the AI behind Miko 3 is really sophisticated. It can adapt to a child's learning style.
So it's more than just a robot that spits out facts.
Oh, much more. It personalizes the lessons and it even tells stories.
Wow, so it's like a tutor, a storyteller, and a playmate, all in one adorable little robot.
Exactly that. And for parents who are worried about screen time,
Screen time, yeah.
Miko 3 is a safe way for kids to connect with family and friends because it has a video calling feature.
Video calling, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's educational, it's entertaining, and it helps kids stay connected.
All in one.
I'm trying to think we need a Miko 3 for adults.
Maybe we do.
But speaking of fun and engaging, let's meet Emo,
Emo.
the desktop companion that's as expressive as it is intelligent.
Yeah, Emo is a great example of how robots are becoming more than just tools.
More than tools.
They're becoming companions, friends even.
Okay, so what makes Emo so special? I mean, it's tiny.
It's small, but it's got a huge personality.
Does it do backflips or something?
It's the personality that makes Emo stand out.
Okay.
It's bursting with emotions. Its little digital face is so expressive, you can see it feeling all these different things.
So it's got feelings.
And thanks to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, what's that again?
ChatGPT is a super powerful language model
Oh, yeah.
that lets Emo understand and respond to your questions.
Okay.
It can search the internet for information. It can even have a witty conversation with you.
Wow.
Imagine this tiny AI-powered friend living on your desk.
On your desk.
Always there to chat, play a game, or help you find some random fact you can't remember.
So it's like having a mini-me, but way smarter.
That's one way to put it, and it can speak multiple languages, too.
Multiple languages, really.
It's a polyglot, which makes it great for multilingual households. Or anyone who wants to learn a new language, and it's always learning new tricks, so the fun never ends.
The fun never ends, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, for our final robot, we're moving away from companionship
Away from companionship.
and into something more practical.
Practical.
It's the Grillbot.
Grillbot.
It may not be as cute as some of our other picks,
Not as cute. Okay.
but trust me, this little guy is a hero in disguise.
A hero. You're really hyping this Grillbot up. What makes it so special?
Think about it. What's the worst part of grilling?
The worst part.
It's not the cooking, it's the cleanup.
Oh, yes. Scrubbing all that burnt stuff off.
Exactly. It can be a real pain.
A pain, literally.
That's where Grillbot comes in.
So it's like a Roomba for your grill.
You got it. You just set it loose on the grill grates.
Okay.
And it goes to work scrubbing away all that nasty stuff. No more elbow grease, no harsh chemicals. Just a sparkling, clean grill every time.
Okay. That's actually pretty awesome. I never thought I'd be so excited about a robot that cleans my grill, but here we are. I told you it was a hero. It runs on rechargeable batteries, has dishwasher-safe brushes for easy cleaning, and it does an amazing job.
That's right.
It really shows how robots can take the hassle out of everyday chores.
So there you have it, folks. Our top 5 home robots of 2024.
Top 5.
We've got AI companions, educational wonders, and grill cleaning champions. It's incredible to see how far robotics has come.
It really is.
And it makes you wonder what's next.
Yeah. What does the future hold?
But before we get too carried away dreaming of robot butlers and self-folding laundry, let's take a closer look at some things to keep in mind when choosing the right home robot for you.
Good idea.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in how cool all these robots are.
Right.
But just like with any tech, there are some things you got to think about before you bring one home.
For sure. Are we talking robots taking over the world kind of concerns?
Not quite. Let's stick with the practical stuff for now.
Okay, practical.
One big thing for a lot of people is data privacy.
Data privacy.
Hmm.
Yeah, everyone's more aware of how much information our devices are collecting these days.
Right. And when it's something that's moving around your house, listening in a sense,
Yeah,
that privacy concern is even bigger.
that makes sense.
And that's where Vector 2.0 really stands out. Remember their tagline?
Steal your heart, not your data.
Exactly. They're not just saying that they've built a solid reputation for their strong privacy policy.
It's just not secretly recording all my conversations and selling them off.
Nope. Vector 2.0 is all about being a helpful and fun companion, not a data gathering machine.
Okay, that's good to know. But what about safety? I mean, some of these robots are pretty advanced. Could they malfunction or even become dangerous?
It's a fair question, especially with all the sci-fi movies out there that don't exactly paint robots in the best light.
Right, killer robots and all that?
But the reality is home robots, like the ones we're talking about, are designed with safety as the top priority.
Okay.
They go through a ton of testing to make sure they're reliable and safe to have around people and pets.
So Aibo isn't going to suddenly decide it wants to chase the mail carrier.
And likely Aibo is programmed to be a loving and playful companion.
Playful. Okay.
Its actions are all within safe parameters.
That's reassuring.
What about the Grillbot? Could it accidentally set my deck on fire?
Yeah, that's a thought.
Actually, the Grillbot is designed to be super safe. It has sensors that prevent it from overheating.
Oh, okay.
And it's made with heat-resistant materials that are meant for grilling.
So it's like a little firefighter keeping my grill clean and safe.
You could say that, but let's talk about another important factor: cost.
Yeah, some of these robots like Aibo are a pretty big investment.
True. It's like buying any new gadget, You have to balance what you're getting with what you can spend.
Makes sense.
With Aibo, you're paying for top-notch technology and a companion that's designed to be with you for years.
So it's like choosing between a luxury car and a more affordable option.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
Exactly. And luckily, there are more budget-friendly options out there, too, like Vector 2.0.
Right, Vector 2.0.
It's a good balance of features and price.
So there's a robot for every budget, just like there's a car for every budget.
Right. It's all about finding the right one for you and your wallet.
For sure. But beyond all the practical stuff, it's pretty amazing to think about how these home robots are changing how we interact with technology in general.
Oh, absolutely.
We're moving away from screens and keyboards and into a world where technology is more a part of our physical space.
It's like science fiction is becoming reality.
Right. We're not just interacting with computers anymore.
Right.
We're living alongside robots that can learn, adapt, and even respond to our emotions.
It really is mind-blowing.
It is. And as these robots get even more sophisticated, it brings up some interesting questions.
Like what?
Like, how will this affect our jobs? Will robots create new opportunities, or will they take away jobs?
That's a big one. And we've all seen those movies where robots take over all the work and humans are left with nothing to do.
Oh, exactly.
Well, it's important to remember that technology has always changed the job market. The key is to adapt and evolve along with these changes.
I see.
Think about the printing press, the automobile, the internet.
Right.
They all changed the workforce. But in the end, new jobs and industries popped up.
So we shouldn't be scared of robots. We should focus on learning how to work with them.
Exactly. It's a partnership, not a competition.
Okay, a partnership.
By embracing these new technologies and learning the skills we need to succeed in this changing world,
Okay.
we can make sure that we benefit from what robots bring to the table.
Makes sense. So how do these robots fit into our existing home ecosystems? I mean, we've already got a ton of devices and platforms.
That's a great point. It's definitely something to consider, especially if you're already using a lot of smart home tech.
Right. Like if I'm all in on Alexa, will Vector 2.0 feel left out?
Not at all. Vector 2.0 is designed to work perfectly with Alexa. You can control it with your voice, use it to access Alexa features, and even have it talk to other Alexa devices.
So it's one big, happy, smart home family.
Exactly. It makes your ecosystem bigger and better, but not all robots are the same when it comes to integration.
Right. Some are more standalone, and others are meant to be part of a bigger, connected home network.
Exactly. I wouldn't expect the Grillbot to be chatting with my smart speaker.
Yeah, probably not. But a robot like Miko 3, which is all about education and entertainment,
Right.
might have more options for connecting to learning apps, streaming services, or other devices.
It's all about doing your research and choosing the robot that works best for your needs and your setup.
So just like choosing any other member of the household, you want to make sure they're a good fit.
That's a great way to put it. These robots are becoming more than gadgets. They're becoming part of our families.
Which brings up another interesting question. How will these robots change our relationships with each other? Some people worry that technology is already making us more isolated.
It's a valid concern, but remember, technology is a tool.
Okay.
It's up to us to use it responsibly and make sure it helps our relationships, not hurts them.
So it's about finding that balance again.
Exactly. We need to be aware of how much time we're spending with robots and make sure we're still making time for real human connection.
Okay.
Like anything else, moderation is key.
Well said. These robots have the potential to really improve our lives,
I agree.
but we need to make sure we're using them wisely and that they're helping us both individually and as a society.
Now, before we move on, there's one more area where robots can really make a difference.
Okay, what's that?
Helping people with tasks that might be difficult for them.
Oh, right. We talked about the Grillbot helping with a chore that can be physically demanding.
Exactly. But think about robots helping people who have trouble moving around,
Okay.
helping them with everyday things like getting objects opening doors or just being a companion.
That's a really nice thought.
It's like having an extra set of hands always there to help. And as technology gets better, we can expect even more uses for robots to help with specific needs.
So many possibilities.
It really is a whole new world opening up.
It is, and it's a world we need to approach with excitement, but also careful thought.
I think we've covered a lot in our deep dive into home robots today.
We have.
We've talked about the features, the good stuff, the concerns, and the amazing potential of these incredible machines.
It's been a really interesting and thought-provoking conversation.
It has. But before we wrap up, there's one last thing I want to leave our listeners with.
So we talked about the practical stuff, the features, the price, even how robots might change our jobs.
Right.
But as these robots become more a part of our lives, there's a bigger question I keep coming back to.
Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. It's the question that always comes up with advanced tech, especially AI.
Exactly. What does it even mean to be human in a world where robots are doing more and more things that used to be, well, uniquely human?
That's a deep one, and I don't think there's an easy answer.
No easy answers.
I mean, as robots take on more tasks, more responsibilities, even develop personalities, like Aibo,
Like Aibo.
it makes us rethink our own roles, our own purpose.
It's like we're entering this whole new phase of human evolution.
A new phase.
Where our relationship with technology is actually changing what it means to be human.
That's a powerful way to put it.
It is.
Every big tech advancement in history has changed humanity in some way.
I see that.
The printing press, the car, the computer, they all changed how we live, work, even think.
Right.
And now robots are about to do the same. Maybe even more so.
More so.
Because they can learn, adapt, and interact with us in these super complex ways.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to talk about these things.
To have these conversations.
Yeah, not to shy away from the ethical question.
The ethical question.
What are the limits of what robots should be able to do? What rights should they have?
Should they have rights?
If any, and how do we make sure they're used for good, not for bad?
Big questions.
It feels like we're at this crossroads,
A crossroads.
with a choice to make. Do we embrace robots as partners, working with them to create a better future?
Partners.
Or do we let fear take over and see them as this threat that could actually make us less human?
That's the choice we have to make together and carefully.
Well, on that note, maybe a bit heavy, but definitely thought-provoking.
Yeah.
I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of home robots.
It's been a journey.
It has. We've covered a lot, from the nuts and bolts of specific robots
To
the bigger philosophical questions they bring up.
all the big questions.
But honestly, I'm leaving this conversation feeling optimistic. I think these robots really do have the power to make our lives better.
I agree, they can make us more efficient, more connected. They can even free up our time to focus on the things we love.
But it's up to us as a society to make sure that happens.
We have to be the ones to guide this robot revolution.
Right. To make sure it benefits everyone.
Everyone.
While still respecting our values and what makes us human.
Well said. It's an exciting time to be alive, to see all this happening.
It really is. So to our listeners, keep exploring,
Yeah.
keep asking questions, and keep imagining all the amazing possibilities out there.